Hey, this is Russ. Today is the day that I'm going to answer a question that you've been waiting for a while to hear. Now, you know that I've said for a while that I can't really answer the question of was the knee replacement worthwhile, right? Because until I felt that the knee journey was finished, I really couldn't answer the question. So today I'm going to answer it. So you might be wondering, does that mean my knee journey is finished? And the answer to that one is no, it's not finished. It's still going, all right? So why am I answering the question now? Here's why. Is because I finally realized that the knee journey will never be finished. It's going to be ongoing. And I've said this before, that you can't just hit your range of motion and feel comfortable with it and just stop everything, because you have to kind of keep doing it. You have to kind of keep exercising it a little bit and keep it going if you want to keep that range of motion. So realizing that I'll never really get to that point, I figured the best thing to do now is to answer the question of whether all of this was worth it, okay? And there's other questions that need to be answered too, and I'm going to answer that too. So as I have usually done, I've put some notes on my computer that is behind my camera. So you're going to see me look off screen a little bit just to prompt myself so I don't miss some of the key points, all right? So was the knee replacement a success? I think that's one of the big questions people always ask you. And the answer to that is the surgery was a success, but the overall knee replacement, not so much. Okay. So, all right, here's why that is. As far as the surgery is concerned, okay, the doctor did a pretty decent job. Now, I know that people have said to me that, how could you say that, because your knee still has issues, you're still dealing with it. If you did a good job, you would have been over with it, right? That's not really fair, to tell you the truth. The doctor himself did a decent job. I don't have infections in my knee. The scar looks pretty decent. Okay, nothing opened up or anything like that. The knee itself is very solid. It's not well, let's put it this way. It's not moving. Okay, in the sense that they cemented this thing in, but some people have their prosthetic is kind of like rattling around in there. It's not doing that. Okay. Now, admittedly, I do have some crackles I hear every now and then, and I feel it a little bit too. But a lot of the surgeons, I guess, have said not to worry too much about that. It's going to happen. But overall, it's not like it's loose or anything like that. So as far as the surgery is concerned, I think he did a pretty decent job. Okay. But my body doesn't react like everybody's. It doesn't bounce back like everybody else's does. Okay, I shouldn't say everybody, because I know a lot of you guys don't have it either. So I'm still working it, okay? But this is not the fault of the doctor, all right? So as far as the surgery is concerned, yes, I would say the surgery was successful. But as an overall knee replacement, was that successful? Not so much, but I would say overall, I would have to say probably yes. Yeah, because if you think about it, I am hitting 120 degrees on my own now. I am hitting 5 degrees on my extension, okay? I had a little bit of help from physical therapists and the jazz units. And by the way, too, let me mention this. My daughter stopped by, and I had her measure my extension again, okay, just to be confirming this. And she measured 4 degrees and 6 degrees. It can fluctuate. I mean, you're talking 1 or 2 degrees. It's hard to see that. But yeah, we did measure 10 degrees. All right. And you know that my extension was starting out at 10 degrees when I started the whole jazz thing again. So even with her, she confirms basically, I'm going to call it 5 degrees. All right. Because that's the good average between the two measurements. And so the extension is better. I can feel it. I can see it. I can walk better. So yeah, it's gotten much better. Yeah. So thank you to Jazz too for helping me out with that. Would I do it again? Okay. People will ask you, would you do it again? And the answer would be yes, I would do it again, because I have no choice. We all know I have another knee to do. I have a right knee to do eventually, okay? I don't have a choice in the matter. Eventually that knee's going to go. And when that knee goes, I'm going to be doing it again. So the answer would be yes, I would do it again. Not that I would want to do it again, but yeah, I have to do it. So the answer to that is yes, I would do it again. Okay. Would I want to do it again? And the answer to that would be no, I don't want to do it, but I have no choice, right? So yes, the answer is yes. Okay. Are you glad that you had the knee replacement done? Now that one is probably the one most people want to really hear the answer to. And I would say the answer to that is yes, I'm glad I had it done. Okay. But I'm not glad that I had to do it. So what does that mean? That means I'm glad that it was done, but I'm not happy that I had to go through it all to get it done. Okay. You know that my ability to walk was better before the whole knee replacement thing happened. I mean, I could walk short distances without you ever knowing I had a knee problem. You'd never know it. You couldn't see it. I'd walked fast. I'd move around quickly. But it's short term. Okay. Anything past maybe a city block, I'd start hobbling. I'd start having issues. So really, I walked better before all this. Yeah. Today I do walk. Okay. People have asked me too. Are you walking without a limp? Okay, that was a recent question somebody asked me, and I said, yeah, I do have a limp. Okay, I could walk so that you wouldn't notice that I had a limp. All right. I could do that. And you've seen me walk. I've done a video before where I've walked a little bit. And if you look at it, I don't seem to have a limp. But give it a little bit of time, I'd be limping. Yeah. So kind of like the old time. I could fake it pretty well, but I feel every step. Okay. And my strength is not really there, and that's probably my own fault because I don't exercise enough. I need to exercise it more. I keep telling you guys to do it, but I don't do it that much myself either. Okay, I need to do more of it. I need to get back on the recumbent bike and do more of that. All right. So in that sense, it's I'm glad I had it done, but I'm not doing as well today as I was before I started this whole thing. Okay. But I am hopeful in time it will get there. And it's kind of proven that it is getting there. That 10 degrees of extension dropped down to 5. Give it some time. It might even drop a little bit more. It's just taking me a lot longer. For those who've asked me on comments, about my extension and things, and you are having issues of extension yourself. Okay. I know some of you have honed in on that because you noticed, that was an issue for me too. And you've gone through some time, and if your doctor says that's about all you're going to be able to do, don't believe them. I'm going to tell you, don't believe them, because if I believed that I couldn't do it, I wouldn't be at 5 degrees right now. Okay. Because I kind of thought that, when Jazz contacted me and says, let's try getting your extension better. And I was, I was what, 9 months in, okay, something like that, by the time they contacted me. I was thinking, that's too long. It's not going to get any better, okay? And look what happened. With 6 months of work on it, okay, we went from 10 to 5. Now, most people would see it as like, well, that's nothing. But really, for a guy who can't walk well at 10, 5 is a huge improvement, okay? So I still kind of feel that I can get better than even the 5 at this point. I originally thought I wasn't going to be able to, but I was resigned that I got 8 degrees. But hey, I took a couple of weeks away from being pushed hard, and I think the knee just needed a little bit of time to mend on its own. And next thing you know, I was at 5 degrees. Okay. So I think it can kind of go further than that if I just keep working on it. All right. Now, I've kind of stopped doing the Jazz thing, but I am still pushing myself by putting my leg on the table and pushing down every now and then. I think that's all I need at this point. I don't think I need the heavy duty pushing. I just need to be consistently doing it. Okay, that's where not giving up and keep going with it will probably get you there in the long run. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. I still have the flexion thing. You guys know that. And that's just to kind of help guarantee that I stay at least at 120. I will return that to them, I think, once I feel that it's stable. It's not going backwards. Okay. I think I'm going to slowly wean off of it though when I get to that point. Right now I'm doing it every single day. I do it twice a day. But I think I'm going to slowly eventually wean off of it and then just see where it goes. And when it gets to that point where I says, I've been off of it for a week or I haven't done anything for 2 weeks and nothing's reverted back, then I'll return the unit back to Jazz at that point. Okay. All right, let's get back to the questions here. So would I do it again? And the answer is yes, I would do it, but only because I have no choice. I'm going to have to do it. Are you glad that you had it done? And I would say yes, I'm glad I had it done, but I'm not happy that I had to do it. I know that eventually it had to be done, okay? And so I'm glad I did it when I did it, but I have one more knee to do. And I need to make sure that the left knee is strong enough to support me to go through it with my right knee, because I'm pretty much feeling that the right knee might have just as much problems, if not more. And the reason I think that is because, I had torn meniscuses in both knees. The right knee took longer to rehab than the left knee did for that. So if it's any indication of what I might go through, the right knee might be even worse. It might even take longer, okay? Now, it's possible, too, that the right knee could get better and do better on the knee replacement. That's very well possible, but probably not probable, all right? So I need a very strong knee before I do that right one. So I have to kind of weigh the factor of when do I do this now. And I did the left knee more from a convenience standpoint. I had closed my company. It was good timing to do it. My health was in pretty decent shape. So I went in and I did it, okay? The right knee, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm holding off as long as I can because I need a stronger left knee. So when do I go in for the right? Well, I'm not bone against bone yet, and it could be a long time before I get to that point. I don't know, because I do kind of baby it. I don't like push myself to the point where I'm actually hurting myself, okay? So it could take a while, but I'm not going to wait that long either, because as I'm getting older, I know it's going to be harder to put up with that pain. So I'm going to have to weigh the factor of my age, how my health is at that time, and how badly the bone against bone situation is on that right knee. So anyways, with all this stuff said and done, everything's pretty much yes, I would do it again. Yes, I'm glad I did it. It's not perfect, but I know that it can get better, okay? And with continual work, I'm pretty positive it will get better. I never even thought I'd hit 120 degrees, quite frankly. When we started this whole journey, I was pretty much resigned that I will never be able to walk well. I will never be able to bend my knee well. I'll be stuck bent. I can't keep my legs straight. And look, 120 and 5, okay? So I'm confident we can get better than even the 5 if I keep working it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I will continue talking about my knee, even though the knee is getting better. I know that the topics are getting tougher for me to come up with, right? But as long as you guys have questions and things like that, it'll prompt me to figure something else to talk about. So I'm not going to give up on you guys. I'm going to keep going as far as I can go with this. And who knows, like some have said, you got another knee. By that time, you might be doing the second knee. You never know, okay? Others have said you have other body parts you can work on too. So who knows where we're going to be going with this thing. I'm just falling apart, right? But I am getting better. Anyways, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys next time.